And I really wish I'd got this in on the previous video on the nasal spray, but I didn't think as I was doing it to remember to add this in. But basically, according to someone I was watching, some people make the mistake of even taking the lid off their nasal spray before using it. I mean, I don't know how they can make that mistake. I can understand, the snorting, because I think on the instructions I read, it simply said to breathe in a bit as you do it, So it's quite hard getting this technique right, yeah? And when you've got sinus issues that you're trying to deal with, you need to get it right. And the Neomed sinus rinse, which I used to use a long time ago, all right, I would be able to spray the bottle, if anyone knows about it, up this nostril, and then it would flow out of this one, and vice versa. However, I haven't been able to get it to work this time, yeah? And it's not for lack of trying, trust me. Initially, it was fine, yeah? It was going, it was flowing, yeah? But then, now it isn't. So I look up on YouTube about it just to see as well, because there is information out there for us to look up if the doctors or whoever hasn't told us exactly how to use something. Don't you just love the internet? Anyway, so there's a lot of information out there. So I found someone who actually said, you can do it that way where it flows out, yes. But he said he personally has trouble with it, yeah. I was like thinking, that's interesting, isn't it? I'm not the only one that now seems to have a problem with it. But why it was working so well before and not now, I have no idea. So he said he personally just squeezes a bit of the water up his nose and then blows it. Yeah? I mean, I just stopped using it earlier because I thought, well, this is pointless, if it's not going to be doing it properly. But I just thought, well, I might as well look it up on YouTube, right? And pleased to find I'm not the only one. So, when I do see ENT again and explain this to them, I'm sure they'll understand. So yeah, at least I know now what I'm doing. So yeah, there is something that my herbalist said might be an issue. Basically, it's to do with oxalates. Yeah. Now, I've heard of this before because of something else that I have had going on. So, there's evidently a diet, a low oxalate diet. I mean, there are a lot of different diets out there, aren't there? It can get a little bit overwhelming when people are like, well, have you tried this? Or have you tried that? Oh, don't eat bananas, because they might, or that they do, cause a reaction. I've been eating bananas all my life, yeah? They're full of B vitamins and magnesium, and they can actually help you sleep. Although I do remember someone telling me that they give you energy as well. And I was like, no, they help me sleep, yeah? Anyway, forget about that, yeah? The main thing is this oxalate thing. So, and I know this can be a thing because someone I know knows of someone who kept getting UTIs because the oxalates was too high, yeah? I'm not saying that's necessarily definitely the case with me, but it's a possibility. So now I've been told by my herbalist there's this amazing organic acid test that I'm considering. It also tests different types of yeasts and B6. Now, B6 is something that the NHS don't test. It's really quite interesting. I've recently been put on thyroxine, which I've been trying to get for years. So we're going to see how I go on that. Because, you know, that had been a big question over my blood results as to whether, you know, a trial might be good to see how I get on. Because I have believed, yeah, that if only, for a long time, if only they would give me a trial. Finally, recently. And I'd written it down to query with my doctor, right? And he said, I would be happy to give you a trial. And I was just like, oh my goodness. You know, yes. I just thought afterwards, I thought, that was so easy this time, you know. Why all the other times wasn't it easy to get it, you know? But I've got a good doctor who admitted to me before that, you know, the TSH test alone isn't actually enough to check if you've got a thyroid issue. It's actually, you need to look at the T4 and the T3. And, you know, most of the time, whenever I've had a blood test, the T4 is just in at the bottom end of the range that is set. Yeah. And he agreed that some patients feel better if this level is in the upper third limit. There is a website called Stop the Thyroid Madness. Don't know if anyone's heard of it, but it's quite interesting. And I remember posting my results ages ago as well on a forum, and I'd posted it up saying I've got the label chronic fatigue syndrome, and someone commented about my blood results and was like, you are definitely hypothyroid, right? You do not have to be obese to have hypothyroid. As you can probably tell, I look like the other way. So anyway, this is exciting, right? It is exciting. Because for me, so far, trying to do positive health affirmations hasn't been enough, right? I've really been trying. Maybe that's just it. Yeah, I've been trying too hard. Whereas if you just go with the flow, and gradually, probably it is going to increase my levels. Even my mum's actually interested, and she's quite skeptical of, you know, she hardly takes anything, right? So she's quite skeptical of all these sort of things. I'm not sure why. But you know, she just doesn't like spending her money. Yeah. I mean, I sort of get it, but you know, if she was me in my shoes, having experienced what I've experienced, she too would be buying vitamin B12 and magnesium and whatever else. it is. Yeah. I mean, my herbalist has just told me that if I stop my B12, it will drop. It needs to be higher. I'm not buying it off her, by the way, either, in case anyone was wondering. It's easy to be skeptical of things, right? In fact, I'm not even using her code on the website I go on. I'm using a different code to get a discount because it's a better offer. Anyway, but that is one thing I know. One of my friends was like, yeah, but they get some money from when you use their code with their initials on the website, to make money, to make more money, I'm like, yeah. So this whole thing is just a bit like, yeah. For anyone who's watching this, they probably will be able to relate to at least some of what I'm saying. It wouldn't surprise me, because I know, I'm not the only one that goes through this stuff. But I mean, I've got healthy friends as well as poorly friends, right? And most of them are okay. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you hear what I'm saying? So it isn't just because I'm hanging around sick people either, like some people might wonder. Some people might get where I'm going with this, some people might not. In fact, I'm rambling now, so I'll probably just be quiet because I've been talking for about 12 minutes. However, I like to make YouTube videos in case any of the information is helpful to someone else. In fact, one of my friends was curious how I got the thyroxine if my TSH wasn't extremely high. I got it because it was the right time for me to get it. Yes? Yeah, so there we are.